So in this video, I'm going to show you how to easily and quickly make your own guitar picks at home. And the first thing I need to say, if you are a young person, or if for whatever reason you are not, you don't feel safe using sharp objects, then you should have a grown-up or another person help you with this. This requires some cutting, and every time you work with sharp objects, you need to be very careful. So if you're a child or a teenager or a young adult, then maybe you should ask a parent, an older sibling, an adult to help you with cutting. I just want to say that up front. Now I'm going to use different cards. Some of you are about to watch my guitar lessons and you're stuck at home and you may not have a guitar pick at home to play with. Guitar picks come in different shapes and sizes, and some are very heavy, some are very light and thin. This is a medium, this is a light, this is a very heavy one. This is I forget what this is called, turtle shell, something like that. So they come in different shapes and sizes and thickness gauges. I don't have my favorite kind of pick here, and it's in my classroom, and I can't get in my classroom for obvious reasons. I usually use a very small pick for picking fast notes. It's a Jazz 3 pick, but I can't show it to you right now. But I will show you how to quickly make a pick at home, and I'm gonna use some cards. You can use a credit card. That's not good. You can use, I have a Costco card here, $0 on there. I have a Culver's, there's I think 20 cents on this. Is my son's card. I'm gonna cut that up. I have a couple of hotel cards that are no longer in use. You know, with the economy being so weak right now, maybe you can cut up a couple of your parents' credit cards and have them not use them. Just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just a little joke. I'm going to use this Costco card here because it's nice and colorful. And I'm going to try to cut out a pick with the word Costco in there. And again, this is a little bit dangerous. I'm using a garden, I don't know what this is called, but it's a garden cutter. Like this will cut tree branches and big bush branches. So be very careful if you're going to use this. Ask a grown-up to help. So I'm thinking maybe something like this shape, like almost like a triangle. And I'm just going to start by cutting a smaller piece. I didn't try this before the video, so, and I'm a lefty, so I'm actually ambidextrous, but I think this is for the right hand. Yeah, yes it is. So if the tool is right-handed, you got to use your right hand. So I'm cutting smaller pieces first, and then I'll adjust the size as I move along. Okay, so here's what I have so far. This is about 1/2 inch wide and maybe 1.5 inches tall at this point. It's the height of the card. Okay, there's an angry goose out there. So, and now I'm gonna make this shorter in height. I'm gonna cut right above the word Costco there because I want to keep the word Costco. And again, I gotta use my right hand because it won't work otherwise. So I'm gonna cut that. Try to get kind of close to the word Costco. Okay, so I have that. And now I gotta think a triangle shape that resembles something like this. Okay, so if you want to trace it, you can. See, with a pencil or something, or maybe just hold it like this. Maybe that's even better. And just cut. See, I'm holding it. I can't show you, so I'm gonna twist my arm and just cut the outside edges. Maybe like this. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so let's see what we got. We have this, maybe. And then I'm just gonna cut the back corners a little bit. You want lots of round corners, and if this is not perfect looking, that's okay. Most picks are made on a machine, so it's gonna look a little bit imperfect, and that's fine. You can be very careful when you cut like this. You gotta keep your fingers away from the blade. Now I have something like this so far. It's kind of ugly actually, but let's see if I can make it a little bit better looking. I have to make the point a little bit pointier. And I don't know if I can keep the word Costco in there. I think I have to cut it out because I got too close to it, and that's okay. Having the right shape is more important than keeping the word Costco in there. So let's see if I can round it out more. Keep your fingers away from the blades. Do not do this if you're a young child. I have a somewhat decent pick right now. Now, when you look at the point of that triangle shape, each pick has a different kind of point there. Some are very pointy, some are not so pointy. Can you see that? This is a bit pointier than most picks, so I'm gonna smooth that out a little bit, just a little bit, just a tiny bit. Okay, now it's too square. And it's okay to stop and slow down a little bit so you don't cut too much. Have some tea maybe. So here's what I have so far. All right, that's the shape. And what I would do last, again, it's not a perfect shape, but that's okay. If you have some sandpaper at home, just sand the edges. And this you can do yourself because sandpaper won't really hurt you. So maybe you can have your mom, dad, older sibling cut out the shape, and then you can do the sanding with some, this is very fine sandpaper. I'm a classical guitarist, and some of you in my classroom have seen me explain how this works for classical guitarists, Classical guitarists will grow longer fingernails on the right hand for plucking, and then use the fingernail to make the fingernails nice and round, and then use a very fine sandpaper. This is 2000 grade, which is very, very fine, to make the fingernail very smooth, so when you pluck the strings it sounds very smooth. So that's what I'm using here. You want to, almost lost my pick there. You want to sand down each side so you have no sharp edges, and especially the pointer side on both sides of the pick. This might take about a minute to sand it down. Use the finest sandpaper you have in the house. If you don't have sandpaper, and if you can't go get some, then just don't use sandpaper. Maybe you can use your mom's fingernail file. That might work. Just be creative. Just be very careful with sharp tools. This is almost done. Now I really wanted to do this video, to make this video, because some of you may not have a pick at home, and some of the lessons that I'm about to share require the use of a pick. I usually do not play with a pick because I'm a classical guitarist, but a great majority of guitarists do play with a pick, and I just want to make sure that if you don't have a pick in the house, just make yourself a couple of picks so you can use, almost done, so you can use with my lessons that are coming up. I did a survey in my classroom once, at our school, and out of some 500 kids in our school, I believe there were about, I don't want to exaggerate, 35 to 40% of the kids said they had a guitar in the house. So that was awesome. That was a few years back, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, I think. And that was quite encouraging. So that's one reason why I'm making some guitar lessons available for our e-learning period. Because if you have a guitar or piano at home, I want to give you a chance to practice on them. Now we play guitars and pianos in music class about 3 or 4 times a year, but of course you get a lot more done if you practice on your own at home every day, every other day. I think I'm done with this pick. It's very nice and smooth. It does look a little rough at certain points, but it's really nice and smooth, and I think it's a good size. And here's how you hold a pick, by the way. Just in case you're wondering, I would use the side of my index finger, not the flat side behind the fingernail, but the side of it. This is too long already. And just put the pick on there, on the side. And you want to bring the thumb and rest the thumb on top of there. So without the pick, you have this. Can you see that? Not this. Well, there's no one right way for everybody. So you'll see different guitarists hold a pick very different ways. So that's fine. Generally speaking, you want to do this. Side of the index finger, pick goes on there with the pointer coming out a little bit, see? And you want to bring your thumb this way. And here's the basic way to hold it with the pointer sticking out, see? Let me try this on a guitar and see how it works. Hold on. Okay, so this is my daughter's guitar. She is 10 years old, and she already has a pick in there. That's a good place to keep your pick, by the way. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. This is a heavy pick, regular size though, but the gauge, this is a heavy pick. And here's the one I made. Let's try a few things, see how it works. For strumming, it's pretty decent. Let's see for picking some notes, some individual, maybe a scale. Let's see. Okay, for my own taste, I would like maybe a little bit bigger pick because I have bigger hands. That's my first impression while I'm playing this G scale. It's pretty good. It's just a bit small for me. I would make it a little bit bigger for my own hands. I miss a couple of notes here and there. But generally speaking, it's working pretty well. If I didn't have a pick at all and needed one, this would do the job. See, I missed a couple of notes here and there because it's too small. That was good. Maybe it just takes a little getting used to. So that's a quick, inexpensive way to make your own pick at home out of different cards. I looked at a hotel card. Here's a Culver's card, Costco card, an expired credit card. I think that's it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to write them at the bottom of the video. For my students who are watching this, you have my email. You can send me an email if you have any questions. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for watching. If you watch all the way to the end, good for you. Try to make a couple of different picks for yourself. And before I close this video, here's one way to keep your pick and not lose it. You can use either side of the fingerboard there, and you want to put the pick under the string, and then push it on top of the next one, and then push the tip of the pick under the next string. So now you have that. All right, you see what I did there? So under the first string there, whatever side you go to, doesn't matter. First you go under, over, under, and that's gonna hold the pick there. Let me show you again. I go under, over, and under, and there you have it. Well, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. See you in the next video.